Hello everyone, here's Masa from Coinix. Coinix is a blockchain investment firm based in Hamburg, and we make it possible for everyone to have exposure to digital assets through publicly listed shares. Here I am in Cannes at EthCC9 conference, and I have Gauthier from ZyFAI right next to me. I met him actually 9 months ago exactly in this same location, and we invested in their company afterwards. And yeah, so it's great to have you here, Gauthier.
Yeah, it's great to be here again. I mean, it's my sixth edition, so it's really nice to be in Cannes.
Wow, you've been in all the 6 former editions.
Yes, yeah. It's been really nice to see this conference evolve from Paris to now Cannes, and yeah, I think this is the best place.
Amazing. I totally agree. I think this is for us as a blockchain VC, this is the best place to find new projects to invest in. So for the audience who don't know your project yet, maybe can you explain a little bit what is ZyFAI and also tell a little about yourself? What do you do?
Yeah, definitely. So I've been building products since 2021, especially around account abstraction and DeFi. And yeah, we've been working on ZyFAI, which is basically a yield agents. So in other words, we enable people to get the best lending rates across DeFi. So people just have to deposit funds, and then the agent acts on their behalf and finds the best risk-adjusted yield across different DeFi blue chips.
I did an interview with you 9 months ago here. Can you tell me what updates do you have? What has happened in your project during the past 9 months?
So many people have been, using the products. We've moved over $2 billion of funds. The agents rebalances your stablecoins across different DeFi protocols. We've been doing so for over 13,000 wallets, and we've reached almost $10 million of TVL. So it's growing. We've released an SDK, so anybody can integrate this SDK, fintechs, wallet centralized exchanges. And we've also built everything for other agents to integrate our agents, right, our yielding infrastructure, so that other agents can also generate yield on their treasury. So we've been working on all these things. Yeah, it's been really, really exciting, and we're going to release something today, but I can maybe tell more about it later.
If you had to invest 1 million euros somewhere, where would your money go?
I think right now what's really interesting is eventually ETH, because we're seeing institutions, Wall Street getting on chain. So that's really exciting. And as soon as the different acts like the Genius Act, Clarity Acts passes in the US, I think it's really going to open up the gates for more liquidity to come on chain. And so ETH for me is right now where I would say out of 1 million, I would put like 30 to 40%. Then I'll put a bit into Bitcoin. Maybe Hyperliquid is also quite interesting for trading and perps. And then maybe a bit of gold and silver. So yeah, this is where I would put my full $1 million.
Exactly. Having a diverse portfolio is the way to go. I personally have like 90% of my personal portfolio in Ethereum.
Okay.
I really believe
Nice.
in Ethereum, like you. And also at Coinix, most of the projects that we have invested in are either getting built on Ethereum or they are offering scalability solutions for Ethereum. So I think you're totally right in this part. Which sector of the crypto world do you think will die in the next 2 years?
There's a lot of different L1s and L2s right now, which have raised a lot of money, and there's just no usage, right? So, I mean, most of these chains I think will die slowly. Most users will concentrate on a couple chains like Ethereum, Base, Arbitrum, maybe some other L2s, but yeah, that I think that's going to be the toughest part of this whole industry, because so many chains raise so many funds, and there's just no users right now. So on these chains, I think all that's around NFTs, gaming, metaverse, eventually already died a bit, but how will this evolve? I don't know. So yeah, these are I think the sectors which I see where there's the most challenge. Maybe in DeFi as well, there's a lot of projects, so we'll see how that evolves as well.
Yeah, you're totally right. It's a very tough market. There is a lot of noise in this market, and for sure, not many projects will survive. But the most important thing is that there are some projects which are adding value, and they will push forward to the mass adoption. And I totally agree regarding the NFT and metaverse that you mentioned. So in 2022, we had a lot of hype in this sector, but nowadays it feels like the bubble is gone. Maybe in the upcoming years, we will see some real use cases of them, but it feels like the hype is gone.
Yeah, definitely. I think in general the hype is even meme coins are dying a bit. So it's a good moment. So I think I love these moments of these cycles where people are building real things, real use cases, and there's not much noise. And this is what I feel today here in Cannes. It's really nice. It's not a lot of people, and it's very, very high quality feels.
Exactly. And I think that's actually the best time to invest. I mean, when everything is quiet, when everything is down, the market is down, it's time to get in. I mean, that makes me happy.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's
bear
true.
market is
It's
my
true. I mean,
favorite.
like, yeah, you have real builders building real things who's always stayed here. So I think it's an interesting time to invest. I think so as well.
Exactly. Now tell me, 2026, bearish or bullish?
Yeah, so there's all these people that talk about cycles and things like that, and I think we're a bit behind this. There were cycles for the dot-com bubble, but now I think that the industry is just going to grow steadily and slowly, slower. No, I think what's interesting is also to see how the Clarity and the Genius Act, when will they pass and what will be included in them, because that will define a lot of things. So as soon as that passes, it's going to bring a lot of more trust for people to come on chain and start using different types of products.
Which category do you think is the next big thing in the crypto world?
I think it's the intersection between AI and blockchain, right? So especially agents, autonomous agents. We've seen the recent rise with OpenClaw and now even Claude, proposing, personal agents for users. So I think that's going to be really interesting to see how, for example, it's going to evolve in the DeFi space. We've seen Coinbase launch their agentic wallets, OKX as well. All that's around DeFi agents such as ours has received a lot of attention, a lot of users that we're seeing. So I think that's going to be really interesting to see how it evolves in the next months. I think everything that's around DeFi and institutions coming in, on chain. That's going to be really fascinating as well to see evolve.
I totally agree with you. I think agentic finance, that's one of the most important thing nowadays. Everybody are talking about it. Coinix is also very well positioned in this sector. Many projects in our portfolio are focused on the intersection of AI and decentralization, like ZyFAI, Turtle, Sail. So during the past years, many people have lost their hope in the crypto world and they have quit. What makes you still want to stay in this sector?
My vision has always been to make DeFi accessible, right? Since I've been building in this space. So I think in order for that to happen, we need simple user experience. We need things to be secure. And I think we're coming at a stage where the industry has evolved, where things now are accessible. And we need also some sort of framework, some regulation, maybe a bit of regulation, so that people can start trusting this space, right? And we've seen this with every type of technology that has been in history, right? We need to have this sort of framework for people to trust. I think once that's going to come into place, and all these things that we've been building over the last years to make it accessible, to make it more efficient, I think that's going to come in 1 to 2 years. So when that time comes, we'll be ready. That's how I see things, and we just need to be patient and just keep building and believing, and our time will come.
Exactly. Just be patient, just keep on building. So is there anything else you want to share with our audience?
Yeah, definitely. So, ZyFAI has been enabling people to get the best out of their capital across different yield markets. We've been able to make sure that with the recent incidents like Resolve or Stream Finance, make sure that users' funds were always rebalanced to better opportunities. ZyFAI has always been able to make sure that users' funds always stay safe directly from their wallet, something that they can control. And they make sure that it always gets the best risk-adjusted yield. And we've made this comparison with our team that this is a bit like gnomes. Gnomes were like these mystical creatures that were able to manage wealth in an invisible way. And so today we're releasing something which is called Agent Vaults. We've been able to provide this directly from users' wallets to generate good risk-adjusted yield. But now we're also providing this for anybody who wants to deploy a vault and have an agent manage that specific vault. It's coming out today. I'll share more details on Twitter and with you guys, so you guys can have a look.
So it's coming out today. I think today was the best day to do the interview with you.
Yes, eventually.
Nice.
Lucky us.
Yeah. So thank you for all the explanations. And we're glad to have ZyFAI in our portfolio. It was great to meet you again. And thank you for your time to do this interview. You can find all the information about ZyFAI and the LinkedIn page of Gauthier in the description below. Have a great day.
Have a nice one.